Hey beauties, welcome back to the channel. It's so nice to have you all back again. Guys, guess what it is today? It's another Finland day. And we're going into a Dave Card's world. The title of this show is 8 Ways Marrying a Finn Will Change You. Wow, this is so exciting to hear. So stick with me to the end if you want to know how marrying a Finn will change you. Either marrying a male or a female Finn will change you, okay? Stick with me to the end. Let's dive right into the topic today.
No niin, hyvää päivää kaikille. Tervetuloa uuden videon pariin. Minun nimeni on Dave Cat.
I'm doing it again, aren't I? Nice.
Speaking Finnish randomly throughout the day is just one of the side effects. One of the changes I've noticed about myself since getting married to Kat. And that is what we are talking about today, people. Kat's not here, so she's not here to check if that was actually
the right thing.
Finnish. I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments. What is up, guys? How is it going? My name is Dave Cat, and yes, today we're going to talk a little bit about things that I've noticed that have changed about me since marrying Kat, or since meeting Kat, who is my Finnish wife. You guys all know Kat by now. Now, I've wanted to make this video for a little while now, but I thought now was the perfect time because last week was Valentine's Day, ystävänpäivä. Perhaps there are a few people that have popped the question to their Finnish significant other or had the question popped to them. There's a lot of popping going on here, I guess. And if you haven't already noticed some of these changes about yourself, then I'm afraid they're coming. It's inevitable. All right, so number one, the first thing that changed about me is that now, after meeting Kat, I cannot watch anything, TV show or movie, without having subtitles. When I first met Kat, I genuinely just really didn't like subtitles on anything. I thought they got in the way, I thought they were just generally a bit annoying. But now, I have seen the light. Because I guess when you're growing up in Finland, you have a lot of subtitles. Like, what I have noticed about Finnish TV is that there's subtitles on pretty much everything. And I think they are like baked in to the TV show. I'm not sure if you can turn them off. Maybe you can, I don't know, I haven't played around that much. At least when I plugged my TV in here in Finland for the first time, they were there. So, I don't know. And although Kat's English is of course perfect, it's even better than mine, she always had English subtitles on all the Netflix shows and all the movies that she watched. At first I didn't really get that she would want subtitles on everything since her English was so good. But now I can't live without them. It's just so nice to have subtitles on, and if you miss something, if someone's talking with a weird accent or something like that, then you can just read. And it's great. Now there is one downside to this, and that is if you're watching Finnish TV with Finnish subtitles and you're watching it with people that understand Finnish, you're going to have a lot of punchlines ruined for you. Because usually the text comes up before the sentence is actually said, and you'll hear them laughing before you know what's going on. That's a little... That's just a thing. It's not too bad. It's actually quite funny. The second thing is that I have started to integrate Finnish phrases and words into my everyday life. There are just some things which are just so expressive, which there aren't things in English which can express those feelings. My absolute favorite, of course, is oho. Because depending on where the tone of your oho is, it can express so many different things, like surprise, oho, sadness, oho, the feeling like you don't actually care about what's being said, etc. But also Finnish swear words are really great. I especially like these when Kat and I were still living in London. We have since moved to Finland, but when we were living in London, I'd really like to use the Finnish and some Swedish swear words that I have learned, just so that I can say them in public and no one knows what you're saying. My favorite one, I think, has to be perkele. I don't know why, I just feel like, again, with different tones, you can make it sound like different things. Thirdly, I have noticed that I have developed a little bit of a language ear, which is something I didn't really know about myself beforehand. Now, of course, this will be different for people that are brought up in different places across the world, because in England, at least, you do study languages at school. Like, for example, I did 5 years of French. 5 years of French, and basically all I can say is bonjour. Time well spent. But yeah, one thing that maybe has changed, or maybe I had it anyway, is that I actually have a pretty decent language ear. Now, I kind of feel fortunate in as much as that Kat's first language and her family language is Swedish. They are part of there's 5 or 6% of people in Finland that have Swedish as their first language, and they of course speak Finnish as well, but yeah. I've started learning Swedish when I first met her. And I have actually taken to Swedish pretty well. I can speak and understand Swedish. And now that my Swedish has gotten to a certain level, I have been really more actively trying to learn Finnish because, you know, this family of mine, they speak Swedish and then I can understand them. But when they speak Finnish, they could say anything they want about me. And really, I don't understand. So I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
I know what you're doing. I'm coming for you. But yeah, that's something I did not know I had in me, to be able to learn a second language. And although my Swedish is far from perfect, I can definitely follow along most conversations and contribute to some conversations too. And that's really an exciting thing. Okay, number 4. If you spend any time in Finland with your partner, you will very, very soon realize that your own country sucks and Finland is much better. Now, of course, Finland has its downsides, it has its flaws. And maybe that's a topic for another video, but on the whole, Finland is great. It seems to be just a country that has gotten its shit together. It's the country that at school was the quiet kid, pretty unassuming, but pretty smart. It wasn't the jock and it wasn't the idiot. It just kind of kept itself to itself and did its thing. But if you're anything like me, growing up, I didn't really know, I wanted to say I didn't know much about Finland, but I didn't know anything about Finland. And I honestly think that is a great shame. I think more people should know about Finland and how great it is. But if you have met a Finnish person, if you're about to marry or have just married a Finnish person, you've won the lottery, my friend. Number 5. V's, so fluent. Now there's no escaping this one. No matter where you are in the world or in your life, you will move to Finland with your partner. There's just no escaping it. It's a fact. No matter how much you or your partners say you never want to move back to Finland or you never want to move to Finland, it's happening. Just prepare yourself for that. I know of so many people that have lived somewhere else, met their partner, and then eventually moved to Finland. It's just one of those things that happens. Kat and I are a prime example of that, although our story is a little bit different. I think the story usually goes that the Finn wants to move home to be close to family and be in this great country once again. But for us, it was me, the foreigner that needed or wanted to move to Finland so that I could pursue the career of filming myself for an audience of Finns. But regardless of your story, regardless how much either of you say you do not want to live in Finland or move to Finland, it's happening. Just accept it. You're in the denial phase right now. Guys. It's better just to get that over and done with as fast as possible. And with that in mind, number 6, you will either get less patriotic about your home country or significantly more patriotic about your own country. For me as a Brit, moving to Finland, and with all the Brexit crap that's going on, you probably can't blame me for being a little bit less patriotic about Britain and a little bit more favourable towards Finland. Now don't get me wrong, I'm still very proud to be British, but man, I just don't feel like I can defend it that much now, especially having lived in Finland for almost a year and seeing how great a country can be run. But then again, I guess if you're already patriotic about your country, then when you move or experience Finland, then maybe you'll get a bit annoyed and just be like, no, my country's the best. I don't know. I don't know how that would feel. Number 7, is that right? I don't know. You will soon realize that everything made anywhere else sucks. Finnish engineering, Finnish design, Finnish anything tends to be a little bit better than everything else. And now again, this is something that I noticed Kat said when we pretty much first met, that she wanted everything to be Finnish made. She even brought from Finland to England when she moved there all kinds of Finnish design stuff. There were vases, there were plates, there were cups, there were all kinds of crap. I was like, why just go to IKEA, buy stuff here? But now I have to admit, I really have to admit that Finnish stuff is made to a pretty high standard. The 2 things that come to mind are Fiskars and Arabia. I even remember when I was a child, my mum had a little pair of Fiskars nail clippers, the little scissors with the orange handle. And you know what? I think she still owns them. I think they're still there. Okay, so the last thing that has changed is that I now celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, which might not seem like a big thing for the people in these countries. By the way, I didn't realize there were so many people and countries that celebrated Christmas on Christmas Eve, but the more you know. But traditionally in the UK, in England, we would celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day, the 25th of December. But I guess these days we're doing it like the royal family and celebrating hardcore on the 24th on Christmas Eve. This isn't really a big deal. I guess you would say that it's pikkujuttu, because actually you could think of it as a positive thing, because you could just celebrate on both days. Just go for double presents. Open up presents on Christmas Eve, open up presents on Christmas Day. Go double down on everything. We can have your Finnish Christmas food on Christmas Eve and your British food on Christmas Day.
Oh, Christmas.
It's all
nice.
good. All right, so there we have it. Just a few things that I have noticed that's changed about me, which will probably change about you if you are going to marry a Finnish person. Results may vary, but you know, generally I think this is what happens. And there are a bunch of other stuff, but there just isn't enough time in one video. So if you want to see another video just like this, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more awesome videos like this.
Yeah, wow guys, this was so educative. As always, Dave Katz gives us premium content. He gives us educative content and also funny ones sometimes, you know. So now one thing I learned from what he said was, whether you're in London, anywhere, any part of the world, once you're married to a Finnish person, know for the fact that you're gonna definitely move to Finland. Hey, so my Finns in the house and my other viewers in the house, do you agree with this statement? From what I understand about Finn, at least the little I understand about Finn, I know that Finn has got a great country. A lot of people say Finns have got a great country. They love their culture, they love the way they treat people, foreigners especially. They also love the way, you know, Finns relate to things in their immediate environment. I also understand that Finns have got great schools, great governments, you know, compared to other countries, which of course I got no clue which of the other countries I can compare this with. But people from different countries have said this about Finland. So if somebody from, let's say, England would say this about Finland, what more do you want to hear? What more do you want to hear about Finland that would make you know that Finland is the great country? For them to even be tagged as the happiest country in the world, then there is something definitely in Finland that we all need to discover. Yes, so to those that are planning to visit Finland, to those that are yet to marry or date someone from Finland, or to those that have already married someone from Finland, what do you think about what Dave Katz said? Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me to the end. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you find my videos fascinating, and also don't forget to share this video to your wonderful family and friends. We will see you in our next video.